All right, everybody. How are you doing? Dr. Imfan Akpan. And, I'm here more AI, and I've got some interesting stuff. Now, as you know, or you may not know, I am a ChatGPT user. That is my main go-to. Now, I have Gemini Pro. Um, However, my day-to-day, what I'm using is ChatGPT. And particularly, I am a ChatGPT business user. So I've got the level above the pro for ChatGPT, or I said above, the level below pro for ChatGPT. And I also have the Codex app. And I am a Windows user, so I don't have all of the updated features, but I wanted to just kind of critique and go through this video that talks about ChatGPT 5.5 and Codex. So let's listen to some of this.
With ChatGPT 5.5 Codex. I think it is currently by far the best way to be building apps with AI, even better than Claude Code. What I'm going to do in this video is build out an entire application soup to nuts using Codex. We're going to build out the front end, the back end.
Now, I have never used Claude Code. So the only thing I know besides, let's say, Replit or Base 44 or Lovable is Codex.
And everything involved. AI functionality, it's going to be sick. I'm going to show you all the tips, tricks, secrets I've come up with over the last week, as well as show you my absolute best workflows. If you stick with me until the end of this video, you will be a master of the #1 AI vibe coding tool on planet Earth right now, plus have an entire application that we're going to build out together that you'll be able to use for the rest of your life. It's going to be sick.
Now, I'm a big Mind Studio person. You can probably see the M there on the corner of your screen. I have not used Remy, which is the new coding tool from Mind Studio.
Even if you've never coded before a day in your life, you need to stick with me here because you're going to build something amazing. This is going to be so much fun. Now let's lock in and get into it. So this video will be all about action and building. No blog posts, no tweets to read. Let's just get right into the interface here. This is ChatGPT Codex. It's a free to download desktop app. Go hit the link below and download it. There are many reasons why you want to be using this right now over Claude Code. If you are paying $0 for AI, you can be using this to build apps right now because Codex is included with the free tier of ChatGPT. In fact, if you only want to spend $20 a month, this is.
And that is something to think about because I use Claude. In the Claude Code, I use the free version. Claude Code is part of the paid version, where right now you can download and use Codex for free.
The one to get because they're taking out Claude Code from the $20 tier of Anthropic at the moment. So if you're on a budget or even if you have a ton of money to spend, I really think this is the best app to be using right now. There are so many nifty little features we're going to go through in here that are really, really cool that make Codex stand out so well. But here's what we're going to build today. I think it has never been more important to be investing right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to build out an entire stock investment app, one where we can track our investments, research other investments, look at charts, things like that. I think it's so important to be investing. So what we're going to do is build out an entire application front to back through Codex.
Websites your competitors don't want you to know, part 2.
All you do is go to this website, and it lets you find out exactly how much your competitor.
I'm going to show you how to build out the database. I'm going to show you how to build out the front end. I'm going to show you all the tips and tricks. We're going to use image gen, all that. So let's just get right into it. What we're going to do is we're going to create a new project here. So this is Codex. Let's click this button right here for add new project. I'm going to.
Disclaimer, he's using the Codex app for Mac. So you can see those three dots. He's using the Mac. I have the Windows version.
say start from scratch. Now there is a plan mode inside of Codex, but it's not really necessary. They really made this app for you to build in flow. So let's do this. And we're going to start right off the rip with a really cool trick that you really can't do in any other app. And that is design the UI using their new image gen model. ChatGPT just released image gen 2, which I think is by far and away the greatest AI image gen model on planet Earth. And what's really cool about it is it's fully integrated into Codex. So we can design out our front end before we start building. So let's do this. I'm going to put this prompt down below. Feel free to pause right here, download Codex, and build this alongside with me. I really think that's the best way to experience my videos, is to build alongside with me here. So here's the prompt. I want to build out a full stock investing app. This is an app where I can enter companies or tickers, then see their charts, get the latest news, do research, and save companies to my portfolio. First, I want to design the user interface. Can you generate 5 options for clean and simple, but really visually powerful interfaces using the image gen model? For this, we are going to use Medium. For a vast majority of things we do in Codex, we're just going to use the medium intelligence. ChatGPT 5.5 is extremely smart.
So that's what I was going to say. And I noticed that he's using 5.5 medium. And you can choose, low reasoning, medium, and high reasoning, and even extra high.
No need to go extra high for everything. When we're in Claude Code, we use like the highest intelligence level for everything. Here, it is not necessary because GPT 5.5 is so smart. If you are on the $200 a month Pro plan, you can use fast for pretty much everything because you get a ton of usage. This is one of the strengths of ChatGPT Codex. You get so much usage with all their plans. Claude, they constantly are lowering the plans. So I'm using fast, but if you're on anything lower than the $200 a month plan, you can probably just go with standard. So you get a lot more usage. So we're going fast and medium. Let's do this. We're going to hit send on here. We're going to get into so many cool things after this. So let's hit send. And what it is going to do first is generate us some interfaces. What's great about this is going to lead to much better UIs because we are going to be able to go in and make sure everything fits to our liking with this image gen model. It's such an advantage for Codex over all the other AI tools right now. This is fully integrated in this image gen stuff. It's a built-in skill. I'm also later in this video going to go over a few other skills that I think are really, really, really cool that'll blow your mind. So stick around for that as well. We'll also go into some multitasking stuff in a second. All right, so it generated 5 interfaces using their image gen model. Let's check this out here. So we have the charts, okay, research, latest news. That's like pretty clean UI. I like that. Okay, basically the same thing, but in a dark mode. I think I'm in dark mode. I'm kind of a dark mode guy. Let's check these other ones out. Okay, this one's interesting. It kind of shows the different sectors every stock is in. I like that. Ooh, this one's nice because it shows you your portfolio alongside everything as well. I wanted an emphasis on saving my portfolio. So I think this one's the winner. Now that we've decided which interface we want, let's go in here and let's say, I like the last interface, the one that also shows the portfolio. Let's build that out. Let's take this up a notch. Let's also implement a database so that we can store our stock portfolio in there as well. If you are serious about building out real applications, starting a business, making tons of money, you need to understand the full stack, the front end to the back end. Right now, my favorite database, and this isn't sponsored at all, is Convex. Convex is a fantastic database tool. It has an incredibly generous free tier. I've built out like 50 applications, all built on Convex. I still haven't spent a single dollar on it. So we're going to say this. I want to have a database on Convex where we will store our stocks. What I'm going to do, just so it knows which one it's doing, I'm also going to screenshot it, and I'm just going to put it in there just to be safe. We're going to say, please start building this out.
Now, he did a screenshot into the context window, and he mentioned just in case it forgets. So you got to remember, you're in one chat, but as you go along the chat, you're using in and out tokens and context window size. And it eventually, the more you're typing in there, you reach limits and it may forget, things may degrade. So it's good to restart or remind it of what it is that you're doing. So that's what he was doing by putting that screenshot in there.
And I'm going to hit enter on that. That's going to get to work. Now I'm going to show you some of the other incredible things we can do in Codex, starting with the multitasking. So one of my favorite parts about Codex is it's designed around multitasking, having multiple agents doing a whole bunch of things at once. So while this is going, we're going to go over here into new project 7 where we're at. We're going to say start a new chat. So we're starting a new chat. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to use the remotion skill to start actually building out the marketing for this app. So say you wanted to put this app online and you want to start making money with it, right? You want to start getting customers, things like that. Well, we got to build marketing, right? We got to have some sort of launch video. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the remotion skill to build out the marketing launch video for this app.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform.
Is another agent.
So for those who don't know, there's actually a plugin store.
That was funny. So that was a commercial for Base 44, which is another agentic AI app building platform.
In here, this is the plugin store. Couple quick ones you want to implement real quick. Make sure to install browser use. That's that first one up here. Get computer use in there as well, because there's a lot of other cool things you can do in there. You want to get these two. And then if we scroll down here, you are going to find a few design skills. The one we're going to use is remotion. This is the coolest skill for design. This will allow us to actually create.
So the browser use allows Codex to actually do stuff on your computer. So it's really an edge. You give it some tasks and it can actually start clicking and doing things on your computer for you.
Motion graphic videos for marketing and launch videos and things like that. So get that installed. It's one click, you get it installed. So we're going to go back into this new chat and we're going to say, use the @remotion skill to build a launch video for our stock investment and tracker app. It should show off being track and research stocks. And I'm going to hit enter on that. And now our marketing agent is off and running, right? So now we have one agent building out the app. Then we have another agent, our marketing agent, that's going ahead and building out our marketing video. And this is really the way you want to think about Codex, which is how can I get many things done at once? How can I spin up multiple agents? You get so much usage out of ChatGPT. ChatGPT's usage is like 100 times higher than Claude Code's. And their product manager like resets limits every 5 minutes. So you basically have unlimited usage. Not really, don't quote me on that, but you have really, really high usage. So I'm always trying to get as much done as humanly possible. I'm trying to always spin up multiple agents, have them working at all times, have this going in the background, and just constantly get things done. When I'm sitting on my couch late at night and I'm playing Pokemon on my Game Boy Color, I have Codex going on the side here. I'm just going to approve every couple minutes as it's doing things all the time. I always want my Codex going and building things out for me. So now going back to our main agent here is building out the app. If you don't have a Convex account yet, it's going to set stuff up for you, but you probably want to create an account with Convex. So go to convex.dev and create a free account there. Again, I've been using it for a very long time and I have not paid a cent ever. So it's completely free and easy to set up. And let's do one thing also. Let's take it up a notch here. Codex has some amazing computer use skills. So let's take advantage of that as well. Let's say this, open up a browser on my computer and find the best AI stocks for me to invest in. Let's say @computer use. I'm going to hit enter on that. I'm going to hit enter. And this is going to show you some of the really cool things they can do in here. They're clearly like taking things they learned from OpenClaw and implementing it into Codex. They want like Codex to be like your OpenClaw. So we're going to do this. We're going to hit enter on this. It's actually going to pop open a browser on my computer and start doing research to find the best AI stocks. So we have one agent building out our app, which you can see over here. It's idle, so it's done building. We have another agent building out our marketing. It needs approval, so we have that little green button right there. And then we have another agent is doing research for us, right? And so if you're building an app, this could be things like researching your competitors, researching just ideas for your app, whatever it is. You want like a researcher agent going.
So every time you're clicking and having it to do something, you're spinning up an agent. So you think of it as you've got 3 different workers, or in his case, he's got 3 different marketing, app builder, now a research worker or agent working for them, doing all of these things for them, and you come back and approve it. And I think that's important. You know what? I may just stop here. I think that's very important for us to really change our mindset and the way that we're thinking, because, and he mentioned this, you've got to start thinking like you're able to do 3 things at once, or you're able to delegate work to the AI, or at least part of the work. And it puts you in a different mind frame, because instead of saying, well, okay, right now I'll work on marketing for an hour, then I'll work on the UI, then I'll work on some research, you can do all 3 of those, or at least get those started all at once, and then kind of maneuver back and forth and manage them. So it's more so, instead of doing that actual work, you're managing the agents that are doing the work, and you're pushing a lot of it forward. So, and if you notice, the prompting part is key. So if you're the better the prompt, the better the work. Like if the better the process, statement of process, or you're explaining the process to your employees, the better they're able to do the work, or the better you're able to give directions or instructions, the better. So it's the same concept. And you have to think of it as if the agent will do maybe 40% of this, and then I come back and then I'll manage it to get the other 40% while I'm working on 3 other tasks and pushing those forward 20%, 30%, 40%. And within 1 hour, you've got 4 hours of work done, or 3 hours of work done otherwise. The other thing is, you have to be, I call it a grand planner. And I learned a lot of this with building agents. Again, kudos to Mind Studio, and becoming an AI agent developer. You really have to think about what is the process, how the AI will handle the process most effectively. And usually what will happen is you think through the process and you construct the process for the AI, and then you find ways to make it more efficient for the AI and for you. With this, you've got to really think about, okay, what all is, like, from start to finish, what needs to be done. And then you think about how you can break that down and delegate those parts, and what parts would be best delegated to the AI. So it's a totally different mind frame. And from being a manager, from being a worker, really a worker manager. So you're kind of supervising the agents, you know, how you're guiding the work. The agents are doing the work, but you're guiding the work for them. And really, you think about it, you've got to come up with the idea for the UI, for the actual app, and then the AI is going to help you to bring your vision to life, just like an employee. I think that's the best way to look at it, as the agents are actually employees. Love to hear what you think. This is pretty neat. I love Codex. Make sure you like and subscribe if you want any more content, or be updated about the content as well.